Okay, so this little spot's been kind of a hot mess. Last spring there was a sycamore tree here. Actually, I'm not sure if it was a sycamore tree. All of a sudden I can't remember. But anyhow, there was a tree here last year when we moved in, but it was totally underwater. It was probably about 8 inches up the trunk that it was just in standing water, because the ground here really sunk in here in the middle, like like yeah, it was like created almost a tiny little pond. Um, Not really. It was probably about 5 feet wide. Um, that it just retained water, and so last fall, was it last fall? The months are running together. Last year we had my brother actually take it down. It was fairly, it, a lot of it was dead, um, and it just was not surviving well in the area that it was planted. We did have a friend of ours actually took down, gosh, I was thinking it was 4 foot high, but my dad says he couldn't even see over the top of it. Well, I think the mound itself was 4 feet high, and then the weeds you couldn't see over the top of. But anyhow, so he took down a mound over on the other side of our property and dumped most of the ground over here to try to kind of level this off a little bit more. Um, it's still not great. It still holds a lot of moisture, especially in the spring. But what I have here is an American cranberry bush, is what it's called, and it should grow to about 12 feet tall. Um, so imagine it's going to be a little bit taller than a crabapple tree here. Let me see if I can zoom you up there and get an idea of what that looks like. So it needs some serious pruning this fall. So we'll do that this fall. And actually, just to give you a little update here, you see off to the side here, we're kind of far away. I don't know. I don't think my telephoto works very well on this camera. When I was telling you about the hole that I just kind of trenched all the flowers in last year, yeah, you can't see it from here. The plant that grew up and around the items that I had put in there actually has blossoms on it now. It's still got a ton more buds, and it will look even more beautiful over the next couple weeks, but it is kind of starting there. So anyhow, you can also see the corner here where previous owner had an archery target, or bow and arrow hunting probably. um, I just haven't gotten rid of it yet. We probably aren't ever going to use it. um, maybe I'll store it somewhere, and so I might just find somebody that wants one and they can come and get it. But they had actually had retaining wall block in there. I think we took some of it out to use as a second layer on the circles out front, and there's some remaining. I think we're gonna dig those out this fall and put them around a fire pit over on the other side of the property. Anyhow, getting back to this here, let me turn you back down. So what I'm doing here, we're just gonna go ahead and we have trimmed down our weeping willow tree, which is behind me. And so the stuff that came off of it, we just decided to burn here. I said, let's burn it there because I want to put in the cranberry bush, and I'm going to mulch a nice big spot. Unfortunately, we don't have the kind of mulch I want right now. So for now, I'm just going to get this in the ground, and as soon as I can, I will get the mulch for this particular project. Wide out here, and so we'll get the mulch, and it'll be a nice, probably 6-7 foot wide spot. And so while that cranberry bush is little still, probably put up like a bird feeder or something like that, something that once it grows, I could either move, or it'll just grow up over top of it and be fine. I hate to plant anything just to think that it's going to get shaded out eventually. So I'll come up with something this fall or this spring, something, and I will update. Yeah. All right, let's plant this thing. Well, first of all, the whole thing of stone right here. You know what? I might worry about this later. Yeah, this is going to have to get picked through. There's just too much of it in there. Okay, so I still have to get this mulched, and I still got to deal with the rock pile over here. Rock pile first, then mulch. But at least it's in the ground for now, and I can get some water on it and get it established and work on the mulch later this fall when we get some in. Okay.